In this table, you're asked to find the atomic number, mass number, and number of protons, neutrons, and electrons for each of the isotopes. Now we're going to do the first two that are in your table. These are not very different than what we've been doing in class with regular elements. The only difference is now some of these have isotopes, and so the number of neutrons and the mass number is going to change. So let's just look at the first one. We have 92 uranium-235. The first thing to keep in mind is that the number in front is going to be the atomic number. So for both of these samples of uranium, the atomic number is 92. What's going to be different here is the mass number. The mass number is going to be the long number that comes after the element name. So in uranium-235, the mass is 235. Now remember, this is a mass, and so its units are going to be AMU. Don't forget to put your units. In our second problem, we have uranium-238, and so the mass is just simply going to be 238, AMU. So there's one thing that makes elements that have different isotopes different. They have a different mass number. Next in our problem, we're asked for the number of protons. Now, the number of protons is equal to the atomic number. So the atomic number of uranium-235 is 92, and so it's also going to have 92 protons. The same thing holds true for uranium-238. It has 92 protons because its atomic number is 92. So they're still the same with respect to number of protons. Number of neutrons, however, remember, your number of neutrons is equal to your mass minus the number of protons. And so if we're going to do the mass, 235, minus 92 for uranium-235, then our number of neutrons is going to be equal to 143. Now if we look at the second problem here, our mass number is 238. So if we want to figure out the number of neutrons, we have to do 238 minus 92. And that's going to give us a total number of 146 neutrons. So because uranium-235 has an isotope of uranium-238, the mass numbers are going to be different, which in turn is going to make the number of neutrons different. Now, number of electrons is still going to be the same as what we've been doing in class. The number of electrons is going to be equal to the number of protons. And so there are 92 protons in uranium-235, and so there are 92 electrons. There are also 92 protons in uranium-238, so there are going to be 92 electrons in uranium-238. And this is how we do these problems. The same thing, it's just that because this element has an isotope, it's still going to be uranium. It's just going to have a different mass number and a different number of neutrons. Everything else, however, is still the same.